evening and many thanks for joining us live on QTV. You are watching QTV News and I am Ajibintu Drame. In tonight's top stories. The National Organizing Committee of the National Youth Conference and Festival handed over the symbolic NACO flag on Saturday to the governor of the North Bank region at a presentation in Barra. The National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, formerly the GGC, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, held an annual stakeholder consultation in the Lower River region on the upcoming groundnut trade season. An inauguration ceremony was held at the weekend in Jara Japine for the new chief of Jara Central District. In international news, Senegal's main opposition leader, Ousmane Sonko, appeared in a Dakar court on Thursday over rape accusations. And in sports news, Special Olympics Gambia held a trial for athletes with intellectual disability to select the best athletes for the World Games to be held in Berlin, Germany in 2022. Those were our main headlines, and now the news in detail. Now, the National Organizing Committee of the National Youth Conference and the Festival handed over the symbolic NACO flag on Saturday to the governor of the North Bank region at a presentation in Barra. The flag will be presented to all regions of the country before the commencement of the December event. Lena E. Igwenyiba reports.
The National Youth Conference and Festival, NACOF, will be held in the capital, Banjul, from the 15th to the 23rd December 2022. Over 2,000 youths are expected to attend the 13th edition of the biennial event. Beginning in the North Bank region, the flag will travel to the lower, central and upper river regions before finally coming to the West Coast region, the Kanifing municipality and Greater Banjul. Bakari Waibaji, the Minister of Youth and Sports, was delighted to preside over the first handing over of the NACO flag.
Governor, we are happy to bring the flag from the National Organizing Committee, from the Ministry, under the coordination of the National Youth Council, to hand it over to you as the first entry point for the regions and all the governors and the stakeholders and the area councils and everyone that is going to see the flag.
Lamin Seidikan, the governor of the North Bank region, applauds the initiative and appreciates being the first to receive the flag.
We are happy to receive the NACO flag from the team from Banjul. This is a kind of unity among the youths across the country. This is a very good idea, bringing the youths together. The youths are the cream of this country. So bring them together with their thoughts, experiences, to share that among them. That will create unity among the youths.
The event will offer young people the platform to display their talents and highlight issues affecting them. Minister Baji also stated that NACOF is invaluable due to its varied activities to promote and empower youths.
This is the biggest event of young people and of sports of the country. There is nothing bigger than NACOF in the sense that it has a youth conference, which is the biggest youth conference. It has the sport activities, which is also the biggest sport activities in the country. It also has the cultural display, where all the regions will come and display their culture, the tribes, the tribal cultures, but they also have the business ideas, the pitching of the businesses. When young people who are into business are asked to come and do pitching, and then we choose among the best to support them in their business endeavor.
The Youth Convergence, which will feature conferences, sporting and cultural activities, academic competitions and awards, will be held under the theme, The Role of Young People in the Maintenance of Peace and Security for the Socio-Economic Development of the Gambia. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Igwenyiba.
The National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, formerly the GGC, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, on Tuesday held an annual stakeholder consultation in Jinoy in the Lower River region on the upcoming groundnut trade season. Our regional correspondent, Bakari Balde, attended the event and tells us more.
The forum brought together stakeholders from the groundnut value chain to discuss and share ideas about the upcoming trade season, to create an efficient environment for the marketing of groundnuts, other crops and byproducts within and outside the Gambia. Chief Falaro Toure, the chairman of the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, Board of Governors applauded the Gambia government for the continued support and encouraged farmers to collaborate to achieve their aspirations.
Without your individual and collective commitment and support, realization of our collective objectives and aspirations may be illusionary. Yes, sometimes we may not be happy with each other, but that personal and interpersonal, to speak of relations, must not deter our collective determination and responsibility to achieve our collective goals and responsibilities. We must therefore continue to work together, sometimes against odds, for the fulfillment of our common goals and objectives, and of course in national interest too.
Mohamed Nyai, the Managing Director of NFSPMC, outlined the significance of the forum.
This forum is more for us to come and listen to them. I think we've had the Honorable Minister mention that. We are not just coming here to impose a pricing on them. We are here to listen to them, to understand what their challenges are, to align ourselves with them, and then to go back to the authorities and tell them what we have heard from them. So when we are designing our pricing structure, we will try to include all of that into the structure. Then we will come back and communicate with them.
Dr. Demba Sabali, the Minister for Agriculture, complimented the farmers for their immense contribution to the socio-economic development of the Gambia. Minister Sabali says such platforms are in line with the National Development Plan to improve production and productivity.
Recent global crises have raised the bar for the importance of agriculture in any country, and this we mean socio-economic development. I would therefore urge you, the farmers, and all stakeholders to use agriculture as a driver for change, because it is only change through agriculture that is sustainable and long-term. Let us use this to grow our economy and create jobs for our young people. However, we as a nation, we must produce bigger, we must produce better, and we must produce by adapting to smart technologies. We must be mechanized.
Stakeholders from the cooperative primary marketing societies, the farmers platform, and groundnut traders were among those calling for reasonable pricing of groundnuts this season. After the forum and hearing from farmers, the NFSPMC Board of Governors will meet and determine the price for the postage of groundnut this season. Keba Dabo, the Deputy Governor of Lower River Region, also spoke at the event. Reporting for QTV News, I am Bakar Balde.
An inauguration ceremony was held at the weekend for the new chief of Jara Central District. The colorful event was held in Jara Japine in the Lower River region. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde again.
The coronation of the new chief came following the retirement of his father, the former chief Alhaji Bakari Damfa. The oath of secrecy and allegiance by the new chief was prescribed by the regional governor under a big tree at the center of the village. The governor also handed over the symbol of chieftaincy to the new chief.
I, Lamin Damfa,
having been appointed
as
Chief of Jara Central, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
After the swearing in, the entourage went to the new chief's residence where the national flag was hoisted to symbolize the beginning of his traditional leadership role as a district chief. In his inaugural speech, the new chief urged his people to remain united, maintain peace and tranquility. He promised to work with the government, his fellow chiefs and alcalos, and urged his people to support the government's development agenda. Sidi Lamin Bah, the governor of Lower River Region, assured the new chief and the people of the region of government support. Other speakers include the alcalo of Japine village and the youth leader, who all described the new chief as a man of peace, who has the potential to lead. They further thanked President Barrow's administration for the new appointment. regional security chiefs, district chiefs, government officials, various cultural groups, the Scout band attended the event. Reporting for QTV News, I am Bakar Balde.
And from the story, we will go for a commercial break. Still to come, we have more stories. Do stay tuned.
kenn du ko jeex li ko waral mooy QTV ak Marketplace dañoo tàmm di won réew mi li nga xamante ne mooy quality fashion tegu ci temps xew ci jamono neex a xool lool moo tàmm ci Marketplace day jël caméramanam dugg ci biir réew mi seet li nga xamante ne suñuy xale yi réew dañu ko bëgg ndax ñoom dañoo coquette lool seet li gën te gën a gën ñu indil leen ko fii ci biir QTV ngeen di ko seetaan ci àdduna wërngal këpp e man namatuma fly jambe li ko waral mooy lépp lu ma daan wuti bitim réew mu ngi fii ci biir réew mi waaye da nga koo bëgg a gis da nga koo bëgg a xam da nga naan jàkk Marketplace dafa fas yéene ñëwaat 2022 bii ànd ak QTV nee nañ kee ngay daxee boo ko mën la jot li ci sa loxo nga koy sànni moo waral QTV bëgg a sànni seeni programme seeni product yéen teelo yi yéen designers yi ci biir Marketplace boo sànnee day dal de bëgg ngaa sànni da nga jël seeni nomba nga jokkoo ak ñoom ñu fekk si la ci sa diiwaan wane la lu coquette li nga am pour réew mi 324 4444 ak Marketplace dama ciy toogee nu ma neexee ndax lépp lu ma fay gis day tëgg sa bëm.
Cedric and Caroline came in to choose tiles for their brand new kitchen. Brown or beige? Brown. And why not a new mixture tap? A new sink too? Fine, a new sink too. And what about a lighting fixture? Shall we go for this one? See, you're finally on the same page.
I also wanted a new kitchen counter.
We got you, Caroline.
And yes, that's Batimat's Bati Days. Take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 60% on several product families. From November 5th to 19th, you will
Welcome back. Now into some international news. Senegal's main opposition leader, Ousmane Sonko, has appeared in a Dakar court on Thursday over rape accusations, with his lawyer calling the case a state conspiracy that should be dropped. This story by Babukar Cisse is narrated by Adel Campbell.
Ousmane Sonko, 48, Senegal's opposition leader, is accused of raping an employee of a beauty salon where he was getting a massage. His arrest in March last year led to deadly riots in Senegal, a nation usually viewed as a beacon of stability in politically volatile West Africa. Sonko on Wednesday appealed for calm, urging his supporters not to gather outside the court. He denied the charges and blamed Senegal's president Macky Sall for plotting to put him and his supporters in trouble. Speaking at a press conference, Sonko, who refused to take a DNA test, said he refused to answer some of the questions the judge asked him, saying in 16 months he aspires to be the president of Senegal. The hearing that lasted 3 hours saw a large security presence throughout the capital and around Sonko's home and the court building. One of Sonko's lawyers said Sonko hopes the case will be dropped entirely due to the non-existent acts he's accused of. Sonko came third in the last presidential election in 2019 and plans to run again in 2024. Adel Dele Campbell reporting for QTV News.
And now in sports news. Special Olympics game held a trial for athletes with intellectual disability to select the best athletes for the World Games to be held in Berlin, Germany in June 2023. Our sports reporter, Gajaga, attended the trials at the Independence Stadium and he now reports.
Despite living with intellectual disabilities, these young boys and girls are excited to compete in this trial organized by Special Olympics Gambia, the leading voice in raising awareness about the abilities of people with intellectual disabilities. The trial began with a torch relay before the competitors ran 40 meters to select the best male and female athletes to represent the Gambia at the Special Olympics World Games in Germany. Omar Toure, the sports director, Special Olympics Gambia, gave details of the competition.
So we organized this this competition trials today, just to be able to select the few athletes that will represent the country in Berlin. Currently we are looking at 2, 1 male, 1 female, but altogether we will be 6 delegates living in Gambia. These are people that are very loving, that are very affectionate, people that are very easy to go with.
The Special Olympics is a global movement that uses sport, leadership and education to help athletes excel in their individual societies. Ibrahim Osar, a member of Special Olympics Gambia, says they might be disadvantaged with both physical, speech and intellectual disability, but they are able to reason and do things for their well-being.
Till now, people is not aware where disability are human beings. Till now, but I would think that we are not disabled, but we are inability. Now, disability is not ability. We can do what they can do.
Modu A.F. Bahum, the Councillor for Persons with Disabilities at the KMC, says people living with disabilities should not be discriminated against. He calls for inclusivity.
Liñ buga moy ñu am a Gambia fit for all. Mo waral be muy nguur gi muy yeneen mbootaay aduna bi muy council si muy ñun ñi nga.
We want a Gambia that is fit for all. I am urging government, organizations, parents and the society at large to make sure persons living with disabilities are included in our development agenda. Khadijaju, parent of one of these children living with intellectual disability, says those who have such children should support them with the best care as much as they do for people without disability.
Momo wulula ne ngin din si fasoto kana fa ya topoto parce que mollem ala le fana ya di molla to nyante itopoto lan fula nyango falang be metotis mbe tentula mbe jaila.
I am urging all parents who have such children to take good care of them because they are human beings given to us by Allah. I wish to thank the Methodist Mission in the Gambia for helping our children to be educated.
Mamadou Gajaga, KTV News.
The Gambia National Olympic Committee on Saturday held its annual general meeting where activities, finance, budgets are scrutinized and approved. Mamadou Gajaga again.
The AGM is mandated by the Constitution for the committee to report to its members annually about activities of the GNOC. Among them is the budget, the financial report, the activity report and the audited report. The president of the Gambia National Olympic Committee, Beatrice Allen, who chairs the event, says the Gambia will continue to participate in international competitions.
We look forward to participating in the African Games, the Anoka Youth Games, and the Anoka Beach Games in the future. The administration will continue to work with the respective national associations to prepare them for the games mentioned to ensure the Gambia's participation. 3. Commonwealth Games Federation. The Gambia is well grounded in the programs and activities of the Commonwealth Games Federation. As such, among various projects, the GNOC was able to secure a grant to support the qualification of our athletes to the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. The implementation of this project is captured in the detailed report of the Secretary General. The GNOC is presently working with the government of the Gambia on preparing a team for the Commonwealth Youth Games scheduled to be held in Trinidad and Tobago.
Treasurer of the GNOC, Mohamed Jagana, gives highlights of revenue and expenditure of the year on review.
The surplus for the year was 1.5 million, as mentioned earlier. We had a depreciation charge of 419,000. There was a slight decrease or increase of debtors of 21,000. Increase or decrease of creditors, 184,000. There was a prior year adjustment of 153,000, bringing the total outflow from operating activities to 1,560,000.
Members of national associations affiliated to the JNOC had the chance to scrutinize the association's performance by raising queries, concerns, and give suggestions on how the association is being run. Both the Secretary General and Treasurer's reports were approved by members. Delegates also adopted the 2023 budget. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Before we end this bulletin, here's a recap of our main headlines. The National Organizing Committee of the National Youth Conference and Festival handed over the symbolic Naikov flag on Saturday to the governor of the North Bank region at a presentation in Barra. The National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, formerly the GGC, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, held an annual stakeholder consultation in the Lower River region on the upcoming groundnut trade season. An inauguration ceremony was held at the weekend in Jara Japine for the new chief of Jara Central District. In international news, Senegal's main opposition leader, Ousmane Sonko, appeared in a Dakar court on Thursday over rape accusations, with his lawyer calling the case a state conspiracy that should be dropped. In sports news, Special Olympics Gambia held a trial for athletes with intellectual disability to select the best athletes for the World Games to be held in Berlin, Germany in June 2023. That's all for this edition of the news. Thanks for watching.